Hallelujah, he is risen. The cry we heard and hear around the world today, the cry of hope of who we are, Christ bearers of the good news that Jesus is risen from the dead. We are not lost but saved through Jesus' death and his resurrection. This is our faith, who we are as Catholic Christians. Our Easter message challenges us today to rise with Christ, to lift our eyes and our hearts to the incredible joy of the reign of God fulfilled in our midst. Last night, at our almost 2.5-hour Easter vigil, we had many people come into the church. Almost 30 people came into our church last night, with over 14 being baptized. We saw the Paschal candle burning brightly, which we did outside, and people holding candles, making the light of Christ real in our lives and in our church, the symbol that is the light of Christ. We heard the Exultet song, that Easter proclamation, a hymn praising and exalting the candle of the night when Christ conquered darkness and death. We were reminded of the light given to us at our own baptism, which we were asked to keep burning brightly throughout all the years of our life. A symbol, too, of the darkness of this world to the light of Christ. We sang the Gloria and the Alleluia, which we hadn't done during Lent, and our fast was over. So now we rejoice again because we remember that Jesus rose from the dead and bring us hope of our own salvation. We see the Easter lilies, the sign of new birth and life, a reminder that Christ's life ended in victory and not defeat, that God had the final word in history. Our readings that we heard today tell of the Easter story. Our first reading from the Acts of the Apostles has people telling the people the story that Jesus had risen from the dead. In the central message of Paul, after the resurrection, we heard in Colossians today, which was written only 28 years after Jesus' death, and there were many people that were still alive and were eyewitnesses of hearing about Jesus rising from the dead and was still alive. Paul reminds us that we die and rose with Christ in our baptism. We also heard the special sequence today that also talks about the risen Lord and the Alleluia, that he is risen from the dead. In the gospel, we hear the story of the women going to the tomb. If Jesus' body was stolen, why would they have taken all the wrappings off? And we heard about the wrappings of the body in one place and the wrapping from the head in another place folded up. Peter and John went to see what the women had told them. And John, running faster, waited for Peter to come to the grave, and they both entered together to see that Jesus was gone and that what the women had said was true, that he had risen from the dead. Even though Jesus told them 3 times before his death that he would have to suffer and die and rise again, they still do not understand. We may not look like Easter people risen and victorious because of our baptism, but by faith, let us live our baptismal promises and be the witness of the risen Christ in our world today. Jesus can surprise us when we least expect it, and he certainly surprised the apostles when this had happened. So today, let Jesus burst into our hearts. Let us be open to all that he wants to give us and the love that he has for all of us. The empty tomb is a symbol that Jesus has risen from and overcame death. And that is our destiny too, to rise again on the last day and to be with Jesus forever in heaven. His saving work is an everlasting reality for us to believe. It is our mission now today, just as apostles and Paul had, in order to go and tell other people about Jesus and preaching the good news to them. We have the next 50 days to celebrate this Easter season. So let's rejoice today, for Christ is truly risen. Alleluia. May you all have a blessed and fulfilled Easter season.